So now on to Damien. And I thought I was going to separate this video into two parts, which I might still do. I'm still, like, thinking about it. And I was like, alright, let me re-show everything again. Let me show my, stats, my boss familiars, my, everything, basically. And then it begins. Now, the thing about this fight, it's not even difficult. It just takes a long time. Like, there's... I wish I could help people understand this fight more. Like, it's definitely the easiest of all the hard bosses. Because, like, there's almost nothing that you should die to. Like, he doesn't have many one-shot attacks. He has, like, the smoke, I don't know. Because, like, technically none of those attacks right there, none of those attacks do one-shot you. They just leave you with, like, no health. You can take one of those Cheetos, you can take the sword in the floor, as long as you're at full HP. So here I'm just like, alright, come on sword, let me... Okay. So I run over, I'm like, okay, I don't have stacks, I don't have that many stacks above my head, so I'm not gonna cleanse. First he does the dive, and I'm just punching him. Yeah. Nothing crazy going on here, just buck stuff. And of course the sword's after me again, so I have to move. He does a dive, so I'm actually going to go where he's diving. I misspaced myself, so I got hit by it. And I mean, yeah, that's basically first phase. You just dodge his attacks and heal him. I got pretty lucky there with the sword hitting me after the cleanse. Of course, I'm just trying to keep my buffs up. Wait, how much am I doing, like, with the flag? I'm doing, like, 3.3, I think I saw? 4.2? And then without the flag buff. Or without the flag removing some of his IED. So let me see, some 3.9s, 4, 4.2, 4 bill. So I kind of want to see what I do without the flag. I mean, now I'm just talking to myself. This has... Yeah, I guess it has something to do with the video. Let me see, do I keep the flag down? Please tell me I forget to put the flag down. I just want to see how much damage I do without the flag. Because if the IED is worth it... Alright, let me see. Okay, so... Yeah, I don't think... It looks like it does help, but it's not like a crazy amount. Like the most that it helps with is my all stat, because it does increase all stat by 25%. But like, yeah, I don't think having the boss in the flag matters too much for me, because I think I have a decent amount of IED. Of course, I don't have 96%, but I have enough for Damien. It's not like I'm fighting Saren or something. Actually, hold on. Maybe the flag buff is worth? I guess I'll test it later. After I'm done recording this. And of course the thing disappeared because it does not wait for anybody. You have to actually get to the altar. I would say you have like 3 seconds. Hold on, let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I would say now would be too late. So do not even attempt to cleanse now, because it's going to be gone by the time... actually, you might have had time. Or, I'm sorry, I might have had time. But yeah, don't get to it too late, but also don't panic when you don't get it, unless you're on 6. And then mainly focus on trying to get it. As in, like, wait for the sword to be down, wait for him to do something like what he's doing now with the Cheetos, or something that takes a while. So that you don't get interrupted. But I mean, this isn't a Damien toss this boss. I am just beating him up. I am showing no mercy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the flag buff is worth for me to use. Or I'm sorry, it is worth for me to stand in it. I don't think it's worth for me to focus on having the boss inside of it. Go on my orbs, get the burst. Boom! Cancel the second part of the burst. Use my vortex. Oh man, look at me. I'm trying to optimize damage. Kind of, not really. I'm not very optimal when I play. I just do whatever feels right at the time. The only time I'm optimal is in Culvert. So now I have 3 stacks. I'm just like, alright, maybe I should cleanse. I might take a stray hit here. Because if you didn't know, whenever he hits you with a physical attack, or an attack that he launches, not the sword, but like an attack he actually does, you get a stack on your head. But also you have a timer that's giving you stacks over time. I think in hard mode it's like every 18 seconds or something. I'm just like, alright, I'm at 4 stacks. Instead of trying to do damage, let me try to cleanse. Sword's trying to come after me. I'm like, nope, get out of there. I just sidestepped the sword. Just like, nah, I'm good. Again, optimizing damage, because we have a vertical jump now. So nice, by the way. And we're almost in second phase. I was actually going to wait to bind and burst, but then I saw how low his health was. I was like, okay, let's just get him low, or get him down. And then by the time we get to second phase and the cutscene's over, we'll have our bind and everything ready. Second phase transition. Ooh. He gets wings. Wow. Not like he couldn't fly before. He does look really cool, though. He's a really cool looking boss. So if you didn't know, this blue orb reduces the damage that you do. It also reduces how much healing you heal. So you definitely want to fight him outside of it. The dash, you can duck. That's what I did there. And then he starts doing the Cheetos attack, and I'm like, okay, I could vertical jump and bind so that he could stop doing that attack, but the orb was so close to me that I was like, maybe not worth. Let me cleanse instead. Out here, I know he's gonna go to the left, so I'm like, all right, let me get this blue thing away from me, even if it reduces my damage. Or maybe I didn't think that. Okay, I think that's later then. At some point, I'm like, all right, I need to get this orb away from me, so I can bind and burst. So I run to the right, try to bring the orb. And here I'm thinking, what if I die just to use the iframe? Like, get the resistance link iframe? Of course, you need buff freezers for that, but then I see that he's on the ground already, so I'm like, alright, never mind. Get a nice little bind. Nope, no bind? Okay, never mind. I guess I do it later. Okay, there it is. That's very close to the orb. I am not going to be able to, howling. Okay, there we go. And then I dash backwards, I think. Yep. Just to make sure the damage stays. And here, of course, I'm getting hit way too many times by the fireballs. Didn't realize I was on top of one, and summoned the sword. So normally in that situation, you should run away and then just jump over the fireballs when he does the spin attack. I tried to stay, like, in the middle of him to keep the damage up. Even though it wouldn't be a lot of damage, it's still damage. Didn't work out, of course, as you saw. Here comes the sword, just trying to stay on the left so that the sword, you know, tries to go for me. Then he goes left, so I'm like, oh, I have to wait for him. But he comes to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Of course, I'm getting reduced damage because of the thing, but, you know, damage is damage. Now I'm like, okay, I can cleanse. The sword's not after me, so why not? And the third orb spawns right on top of me when I was doing damage. But then I'm just like, okay, we have like 20 seconds before we can bind and burst. Let me just wait. Then he does this. I think here you can hear my keyboard, maybe? I don't remember, but I'm definitely like mashing. And then he gets out of his, you know... Okay, so basically after that, after you break free of that, you can do damage to him. When you do damage, he's supposed to be stunned for like, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 3 seconds or something. I don't remember how much time. I just remember he's supposed to be stunned. So I'm like, okay. Why weren't you stunned, sir? That's what I'm thinking at this point. I'm like, okay, why wasn't he stunned? I should have had, I should have been able to do damage there. And then here I'm like, alright, you know what? Let me bring these orbs over here so I can not flash jump, but, do the super jump to the other side, get the damage in. And then he teleports! And I'm just like, alright, well that sucks. And here I'm actually positioned correctly, so that I don't get by the things. And yeah, then he starts doing that attack. I'm like, alright. I need to bind him, but I don't want these orbs here. So I try to go to the right. And that left orb, for some reason, decided to go left. Instead of trying to follow me. See that he's diving? I'm like, oh, I wish I just jumped and bound. So I'm like, I see that his health is low. I'm debating, like, binding or just waiting until I have all my drop gear on. I'm also thinking of getting his HP a little lower. Because I don't know how strong I am in my drop gear. I know I'm like way weaker. But I don't know like how much weaker. But yeah, I mean that's basically the fight. I eventually get his health low enough. Of course he does the spin again. I'm like, yes, the orbs are lowering my damage. And here, you can't damage him. I don't know why. Sometimes you just can't damage him when he does that attack. But yeah, now the orbs are like very far away, which is perfect. Like that would have been a great time to just bind and burst if I was trying to kill him. But I was like, nah, I think his HP's low enough. I switched to drop gear. Luckily the orbs doing damage to you don't actually, they don't stop you from putting on drop gear. So that's very handy. Of course, in the future, I do believe that they add a separate room for you to, you know, put drop gear on. Like it's a chest room, kind of like Slime. Slime and Lucid, basically. Where it's like a totally separate room. It's not based on the boss or whatever. And there I die. I would like to say it was on purpose so that I can get the iframe to put the rest of my drop gear on, but I think I was in full drop gear. Yeah, I was in full drop gear. So I was just like, oh, well, I guess I just died for no reason then. But I mean, Damien gives you a lot of lives, so. And there I died for no reason again. Luckily, my burst is enough to take him out. And that was my first time ever defeating Damien? What in the world was I about to say? Damien. And I also got a drop. Yeah, both bosses gave me a drop. One gave me an armor box, and then I got a shield from Damien. So very good boss runs. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. There's my stats again, I guess, if you want to look. And hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!